Hello everyone. Welcome to the past paper discussion. We are in 16th question of the series. Let's get started. It carries over like 8 marks and it is testing based question. And the principal of school is concerned that only 30% of her students are choosing healthy options from the school canteen. She organizes a campaign to promote healthy eating and decides to test if the campaign has increased the number of students choosing healthy options. Okay. So only 30% of the students they are in choosing the healthy options mode. Okay, so there is a campaign assigned to promote that. Like the aim is to increase the choosing healthy habits to above 30%. And also the principal assumes that student's choice is independent of the other student's choice. So one student's choice will not affect the other. So that we should take care. And some sub questions are there. Let's get into. First thing, write down a suitable hypothesis for the test. Okay, here we have null hypothesis and alternative also, because this campaign might get success or it might get failure, right? So null hypothesis, let's take the campaign did not make any effect, right? Okay, probability now it's you can write in a probability manner. So HP will be the H naught. So that P is equal to 0 point. If it's still the same, it doesn't have any effect. Okay, which means no increase in healthy options. Next one, alternative hypothesis. So alternative hypothesis is like let it be H1. What if your probability is greater than 0? It will the campaign is having some effect. So this increase in healthy options. This is the math way to write it down, right? And let's get into it. So that's it. This is over. Writing a suitable hypothesis. And next part is the principal decides to take a random sample of 80 students. She will reject the null hypothesis if at least 31 student chooses a healthy options. Okay, at least 31. Like previously, it's the proportion is 30. Now, in this case, in this random sample of 80 students, okay, so we should be careful over here. 30% means out of 100 students, 30 are choosing healthy options. Now, out of 80, if at least 31 choose a healthy option, she will reject the null hypothesis. Okay. And here we know two kind of errors can happen. Find the probability that she makes a type 1 error. That's the next part. And I hope the description is clear. Random sample of 80 students. If at least 31 students choose a healthy option, she will reject it. Because she will reject it means the campaign is success. That's the thing. So type 1 error. When the type 1 error will happen? When we reject the null hypothesis, but actually it's true. We should not reject it over there, right? So rejecting null hypothesis when it is actually true causes the type 1 error. Now let's get into it. Let me mention here. So type 1 error, rejecting H naught when H naught is true. I hope you got it. This is the type 1 error. What is the probability that the type 1 error might happen here? So we can model this with the binomial distribution as we have sample size like trials 80 samples we are taking, and probability under this H naught is 0.30 for clear. And okay, the one more thing to be noted here, rejecting H naught if at least 31 students. Don't confuse with the 30% and 31. So they're different. Let me write the binomial distribution. Binomially, it's a CDF. Okay, so it's 80, 0.30, but at least 31 means we need the probability of X at least 31 or more, greater than or equal to 31, such that the probability is 0.30, right? So this is the probability that a type or an error 1 can happen, probability of type 1 error. I hope this might be clear. Now the rest can be done with calculator, right? So let's get it. Okay, so go for the men. Data and statistics. Just a second. Just so in the calculator page, probability distribution will be fine. And under distribution, we're gonna take CDF, not the PDF. Number of trials, 80 samples. I hope all can see this. Yes. 80, probability of success is 0.30. Lower bound is, actually we have taken X greater than or equal 31. So lower bound is 31 and the upper bound is like it's a very big value, right? So you can just put on some 31 and one followed by few zeros you can just give and click OK. So we got this, right? And we can just interpret the result from this very basic thing. Here is a solution page. So this says the probability, we can convert into percent. The probability is 0.0587 is around. The probability the type or error 1 can be made is, just move 2 places. So 5.87% of making type 1 error. Okay, now moving into the type 2 error. Okay, when the type 2 error will happen, right? So type 2 error will happen. We fail to reject the null hypothesis when alternate hypothesis that the opposite is true. So when alternate hypothesis, when H1 is actually true, I should reject it. But what I will do, I will fail to reject, like I will not reject that part. This is type 2 error. So let's calculate. Okay, so how to frame the formula? So probability of type 2 error is the same sample and everything. You can write probability of X greater than or equal 1, but here it will be X less than 1, 31, sorry, the opposite. And given that probability is 0.40. In this particular case, the probability was mentioned as 40%, right? So that's why here the probability changes, but the same 80 samples. Okay. So in fact, if the campaign led to 40% of the students to choosing a healthy options, so that's a win, right? But type 2 error might happen if I fail to reject the hypothesis, right? And again, this can be solved using binomial CDF using GDC. Let's move to that. Stat. Okay, probability, distributions. Again, binomial CDF. Number of trials is 80. Probability in this case is 40%, so 0.40. Sorry. I have to choose CDF. Wait, what? Okay, so 80 trails, success is 0.40. Okay, and we are solving here for x less than 31. So I have an upper bound, which is not 31. 31 is included, right? Not here. So 31 means you can just write 30.00001, something very close value to 31, but not 31. Wait a moment. 30.999 something we can use. This is the lower, wait, this is our upper bound. And lower bound is still negative infinity. So negative and some, a big number can be given. Wait, negative. Don't give like 1,000, 10,000. Try to give a big number. And it's 30.99, but not 31. That's it. So we got this binomial CDF and we can just substitute over there. Right? Now back to the solution page to interpret the result. So move it 2 places. So 36.9% chance that type 2 error can happen. Right? That's simple. So stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you so much for listening.